Alrighty, so in just a second we'll go ahead and start with our warm-ups. If there's anything anybody wants to work on, please let me know. We'll cover that specifically, and that'll be good for the audience at home too. I am going to try to make an order of Silver Dragon and Morris and Shire of Oakenshield t-shirts and stuff, probably in October. So if anybody wants any of those t-shirts, any of that stuff, let me know. By chance, if anybody needs a new Kung Fu or karate uniform, let me know and get that too, with the Silver Dragon logo on it and all that.
Yeah, I would like one with the logo.
Yeah. If you've not signed up on the website and made an account, please do. We will not be having class next week, most likely. But what I will be doing is I will film a class, and then you can watch it there. And to make it enticing, I'll put some new material in. And then if you want to review anything we do tonight, I'll have this class on there also. It takes me about a week to get everything edited and uploaded. So the one from last week I'll have on there probably late tonight. Okay. Alright, no questions? Alright, let's get started. So let's start with our warm-ups. Arms up, point your fingers to the ceiling, and circle. Every time it circles, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Other way. This time it gets smaller and smaller. And we don't worry about going fast on these stretches like this. We're just making big motions, getting our shoulders loosened. Here. Now big circles here. I know the young people just don't really worry about loosening up their shoulders and their back. That's because they're young and they don't know no better. But someday, life will catch up with them. And they'll have to worry about loosening up their back and their shoulders. Right.
Darren's tried to jump rope the other day and hospitalized him almost.
That's how he's fair. Take it out of the way. Head back. If we wasn't being filmed, I would make fun of that. Head forward. Head up. Now look over your left shoulder. Push it all the way over. Try to put your chin over your shoulder. You can kind of look that direction also if that helps. Now the other way. Head straight. Put your feet together, hands on your hips. And big circle. Alright, good. Now, one foot's going to go flat, other flat up on the toes, and circles. And did we do the wrist yet? No, I must be thinking last week. Alright. Switch. Circle the ankle. Other way. Good stop. Hands here. And circle. If you have any injuries or ouchies or anything like that, please don't do them. Consult a physician before doing any of these exercises at home. All that good legal stuff. Or here, for that matter. Other way. Don't be like that guy at Gulf Wars that went out on the battlefield with a pacemaker. Were you there? Were you there yet? Yeah, they had to halt fighting. I mean, that's the one where we stayed out in the sun like 15 minutes waiting for them to get the ambulance out and pick them up. So, don't do martial arts tournament if you already have a pacemaker. Probably a bad idea. Check it out. Alright, dynamic leg stretches. These are one of my favorite ones ever. So, put her right side forward, left leg back, Left leg stays straight. Do not bend the knee. This is not a kick, not like a combat kick. We wouldn't do this in a fight. More than likely, it's just a stretch. Okay, it's gonna start low. So maybe there. Then after that, each one goes up just a tiny bit higher. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And other side. So left side forward, right leg back. Each one comes up just a little bit higher. So 1, start low. 2, go your best. 3, don't worry about anybody else. 4, if that's as high as you can go, that's fine. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, good. Now, we go to the side. Okay, so same thing. Don't bend the knee, leg straight. So 1. On this one, pick any side you want. 2, just don't hit anymore. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Switch sides. This one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Alright, so now, is there any questions on those warm-ups? Okay, so what let's do now is let's do a review on the things we've worked on the last few weeks, but we'll do that as a continuation of our warm-ups, okay? And if you're just getting these, that's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect, just do your best. So let's do a right side forward San-Ti, right side forward dragon. Okay? Like from Singing. I don't know, did you ever sing it? I did. Alright, so we're going to do finger strike. Goes at eye level. Hint, hint. So on my count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch sides. Now left side forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Switch sides. This time, finger strike again, but instead of our fingers being out, they're going to be closed. And we're going to aim this around neck level. So over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Switch sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's good. Who remembers the hook kick? Everybody? Or spark hitting or something? Alright, so let us practice that. Let's do 5 on each leg. We'll go through it slow at first. So we're going to start in our stance here. So first thing that's going to happen, our back leg is going to come around here, a rear cross step. Then your weight's going to basically shift. I'm exaggerating there, but that's kind of what happens. Then your right leg goes up straight, just like that stretch we did while ago. And then bends. And sit back down. Yeah, there you go. That's the motion. So let's try that on my count. Do your best. If it's not perfect, that's okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. Switch sides.
Where are you actually looking in the leg?
Yes. Define hook. I'm bending the leg. Really, I'm bending the leg backwards. Okay, so now that's a good question. Are we actually hooking the legs? Well, I think it depends on what you mean by hook. If that's the name of it, but what I would say is you're not really hooking. It's straight and then bends. So really, I think the name comes from more of a term of just you're getting behind someone.
And you're hitting that part there?
Right. Yeah, you're hitting with the back, with the heel of your foot. So I think maybe it's where the name comes from. Yeah. Okay.
Alright, 'cause I was doing
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's far more advanced than what we're working on. You just don't get ahead of us. Alright, so over here. So, one. There you go. Bend that leg, or make that leg go up and then bend. Two. Three. There you go. Try. Four. Now you have. There you go. And five. And if you need to close range, get closer, get distance, you can even do that like a little skip. Say if Chris is right about there, and I want to get closer. Now, if I'm doing this kick, a hook kick, I really, even though we're training to kick high, we kick high so we can kick low easy. I don't really want to go for his head. But an excellent target is that thigh. That's why the heel is so important with this, because you hit the muscle group right there, and that can cause that to knot up. But if I do it from here, I could miss. But if I do it with a big kind of a hop skip and really kind of throw this leg back and jump out with this one a little bit, then that gets easier. So once you get your balance and you get better at it, you can kind of throw that momentum in to close the gap. Does that make sense? All right, so let's move on to our blocks. Remember the outside block? Wax on my tongue. So, start in our horse nose. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got it. Alright, excellent. Alright, so we practice our outside block, right? But you can use that for different situations. It's not just hand to hand. It could be if someone has a stick and they're using a stick against you. You wouldn't block the stick, you'd block the arm that controls the stick, right? Or let's say they have a knife. It's the same exact block. So if I swing at him, he does that. That's your outside block. All right, now, the difference is you don't want to just wait there and let it come to you. Because let's say if I swing at him and he just kind of stands there old school and does this outside block, well, that's a little bit close. I mean, I could flick that in, I could power through or whatever. So he's going to do the outside block, but this time he's just going to, with whichever leg that's blocking or whatever arm's blocking, that same leg's just going to step into it. Right? Just like that. Does that make sense? So it'll be just like this. Right. Okay. Now, obviously don't stand there. I want you to do some sort of follow-up attack. So if you're practicing this, or you're practicing at home, do some follow-up attack. Could be whatever you want. Could be a kick, a knee strike, a palm strike to the head, whatever. All right? So now he's going to do that. So I swing, just like that. Try to do something different this time. Okay? Do something different this time. Okay. Just like that. Does that make sense? Okay, so we're going to do kata. Kata is the Japanese term. Means dance or to dance, form or movement. And the Chinese martial arts, a lot of times they'll just call it form or routine. Kata is not a Japanese or Chinese word, so they don't really call it kata. Nowadays, a lot of Chinese-based schools do say kata just because everybody says it, and it's easier than explaining it every time. Some other styles have similar verbiage, but they all just mean basically a pattern. If you think of even boxing, like modern American boxing, they have routines. And if you're telling those people, like, oh, you're doing kata, they'll get really mad at you and like, no, I hate kata. but it's common. It's just a short 2 or 3 movement common, right? So this one is modern metal. I think we did it last week, the week before. And the way I teach, we have the 5 elements: metal, water, wood, fire, and earth. I have a modern version, which is a little bit, to me, I think a little bit more difficult to learn at first, but much easier to master. The moves are a little bit more straightforward, more simple as far as what you're doing. And then there's the traditional 5 elements, which comes from traditional Xingyi, and the movements are much more simple, but there's a whole lot more going on behind them. So that's the way I kind of look at it. So, this first one, we're going to start to stand up straight. So we do our bow, do our salutes, right side forward. Okay? Now, from here, finger strike, eye level, the hand comes back, left arm, outside block. Now, left arm comes down, right hand, finger strike, throat level, and then back. Okay, make sense? So just a real simple 3-hit combination. Let's try it again. So we're here, finger strike, high, outside block, finger strike low. When I say low, I mean throat level. Okay. All right, make sense? All right, let's do it again. So, ready position. So we do our bow, do our salute, right side forward, finger strike, outside block, finger strike. Now, in a real combat situation, you would not have to do it on the 1, 2, 3 beat. You could just do both at the same time, and that's fine. This is for learning purposes that we do it in the 1, 2, 3. If, though, by some chance, you do need to do it that way in your life, that's okay too. Right? All right, let's do it again. So bow, salute, outside forward, finger strike, outside block, finger strike. All right. How's that feel? Everybody ready to go on? Yes, no, maybe? Do a few more times? Yeah, I know some of you guys have done this much time. So, we're here. So, bow and salute. Here. So, finger strike, outside block, finger strike. Now, from here, we're going to pick up our right leg, or forward leg, if you happen to do it on the other side. Comes up. Then we're going to lean forward a little bit and do a bear kick, or a mule kick, some schools call it. Then pull it back in, and then set it down, so that you're in your fortress or horse stance.
Sure.
On this side. Hey, do your best. Adapt it to you. Adapt it to you. All right, now, let's break down that move. Okay, a bear kick. So, let's go from our stance. You're throwing this kick with your forward leg. So if this is my focus for now, it's going to be whichever leg's closest to her. Okay? If my focus is just the edge of this pavement, then that's my forward leg. See that? So you have to figure out what you're focusing on. That's your forward leg. So from here, comes up, out, and back. Okay? Make sense? All right, so let's try just that kick. Up, out, and back. Some schools do it where the foot is sideways. I usually do it with the foot down. Either one will actually work depending on what you're going for. I do it with the foot pointing down because I feel like one of your main targets is the abdomen or the groin. And if you go sideways, you're going to caught in the legs, your thighs. If you go up and down, you're going to go through that. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? It's physics. It's basic physics. So we're here, up, out, and bring it back. Okay. Again. There you go. We got to start somewhere. Up, out. Okay. Again, up, out, and down. Again, up, out, and down. Does that make sense? All right, so let's talk about in the form what our next move is. So we've got fortress. Fortress stance is exactly the horse stance, except we turn it. Right? We've done this already, right? Okay. I still get confused. I don't know what we've done right now. We done this one? Yes, no? Oh, perfect. Well, you come up here. So, stand up there for me, Angel, please. So, Angel is my attacker, okay? So, this is, they use this a lot in sport karate. Matter of fact, I learned this from Bill Wallace, Supercoach Bill Wallace. So, it's a horse stance, but don't think of it like you're doing it this way, because that's crazy. It's this way, but I turn this arm here, and it guards the length of my body. This arm goes here, like you're talking on an actual old school telephone that we're used to, or grew up with. You could put it here if you want, whichever you're comfortable with. This is the way I was taught though, so it's here. It does leave your head open, but that's by design. That's not a fault. Because now that my head's open, it's the only place you can attack. So I know all the attacks are going to go to my head, so I can be really active in my dodging and that kind of stuff, right? Make sense? So try that. So I'm the bad guy. So think of it, you have a horse stance going that way. Then take your left arm, make it, like parallel to the left side of the body. Take your other arm, right there, tuck the elbow in. Right there, like up against the front of your chest. That way, if I come around there, then you got the block. Makes sense? Now, if I go to your head, just dodge it back out of the way. There you go. Now swing at your head. There you go. We don't have to move that arm. Leave that arm there. Just swing your head out of the way. There you go. Now, here's the beauty of this. If you got a decent kick going, I swing her head, she dodges away. Now, you can step forward and cross step with that leg to the wrist, or the thigh, or the knee. Any of those areas there. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Thank you. Alright, so that's our fortress. Here. Practice that. Like just in your daily workout, just stand in that a couple of seconds, 30 seconds, something like that. Then if you really want to, you can get used to kind of moving. Okay, so let's go back to our form. So we'll start this way. We do our bear kick. So here's how we combine this two. Bear kick. Now, we could be lazy and sloppy and just set it down into a fortress. But that's not pretty. So, bear kick, pull it in, and then down into a fortress. Okay. There you go. Whichever direction you were doing the bear kick in, that's the direction your fortress is going. The difference is when you're doing a bear kick, it's almost like you have your back to them, and now I've got my side to them. Does that make sense? I know you too. Alright, so let's try this again. So we got our stance. Bear kick, pull it in, step it down in fortress. There you go, good. Good, excellent. Does that make sense? Does this feel different from Taekwondo katas? Or same-ish?
And different names.
Yeah. There's only so many ways you can move a human body. In my opinion, all the stuff is basically the same, essentially. All right, so try this from the beginning. We're here. Bow and salutes. Our traditional forms get a little bit different and actually feel a little bit different. Finger strike, outside block, finger strike. Now that is, both those strikes was with your right hand. The block is with your left. Now, your right foot, bear kick, pull it in, and step the right foot back. So now, I'm left side forward, moving towards my opponent. Is everybody good up to there? Okay, I don't hear any ejection, so let's move forward. Now take your right foot, step it behind the rear cross step. Left foot comes up and bend. Foot kick. Step it down. Now, two pieces of very intricate, advanced, mind-blowing self-defense. Stomp the foot, stomp the foot. Okay. I was joking, that's not really mind-blowing.
Is there any purpose to it?
Yeah, what's that?
That, do not think of it that you would be in a horse stance stomping someone's foot. That is just to teach people to, if she were to grab me, stomp her foot. But a fancy way to do that. So really, Angel, it's a way to make it way more complicated than it needs to be. If that helps. Okay. Alright, so let's try this again. I'll try it from this end. So, bow, salute, so here. Finger strike, outside block, finger strike, bear kick, pull it in, foot stop. Okay. Also, it makes us feel like a samurai, or not samurai, sumo wrestler a little bit. All right, so.
I'm not on camera.
No, totally not. All right, so we're here.
Edit.
Yes, I'll edit that out. Finger strike, outside block, finger strike, bear kick, step it down, forwards. Foot kick, foot stomp, foot stomp. Now, from here, everybody feel okay up to there? Now stay right there. So, we're in the fortress. Now, from here, what we're going to do is my left arm's going to come up here. That's another wax on, wax off. That's another outside block. And when I do that, my right arm comes down in front of my belly button, and I pull my feet together. So now back into our Santi, back to our dragon stance, our starting stance.
That's the other side.
Correct. So now, you can do it the other side and practice both sides if you're that type of person who likes to be sensible and practice both sides. I, however, am not. So. All right, so let's try this again. I'm committed to this path. That's a joke. Finger strike, outside block, finger strike, bear kick, pull it in here into the fortress, step behind, foot kick, stomp, stomp, dragon step, or Santi. Okay. Whichever leg is forward, that's the one we're practicing. A good way to remember is when the modern elements follow the same rules as the traditional elements, which is the general rules of singing. Imagine that you have strings. You're like a weird puppet. You have strings from your elbows to your knees and your hands to your ankles. So pretty much when you move, they're going to move together. Right? Generally speaking. Generally. We break that a little bit here and there. But they will never be badly broken. That rule will not be badly broken. Alright. Any questions on that so far? Okay, let's try it again. Well, let's actually try it from the back. So ready position, so bow, salute, dragon stance, Santi, finger strike, outside block, finger strike, bear kick, pull it in, down, round fortress, step behind, come up, foot kick, stomp, stomp, dragon. And then you can do it from the other side if you want. If you don't, that's cool too, whatever. So the first exercise we'll be doing, I've seen several names for it. I always call it reach for the sky. So we can put our feet out about shoulder width apart, interlock your hands, put them up over your head,
So you're going to breathe in to get started. Then you're going to breathe out, stretch up, come up on your toes. Stretch as high as you can as you're breathing out. And breathe in and relax. Breathe out, push up. Breathe in, relax. Breathe out, push up. Breathe in, relax. Breathe out. Push up. Breathe in, relax. That traditionally was the first of the 8 pieces of brocade as I was taught. The second of the 8 pieces of brocade as I was taught is going to be pretty similar, except what we're going to do is one arm is going to be up here. Other arm is down. You're going to push the heavens and push the earth. So you breathe in, just get started. Breathe out, push down and push up. Come up on your toes at the same time. Breathe in. Now from here we can switch, hold the ball, then go out and breathe out. Breathe in, switch, hold the ball, breathe out. Breathe in, switch, hold the ball, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Do that as many times as you need. You don't have to switch between each direction of the set. You can instead just breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and breathe in. And then you can switch, do a couple more on that side. The third in the 8 pieces of brocade as I was taught them. What we're going to do is start with our hands on our lower back, almost like the kidney area. You're going to take your left foot kind of pointed out to the angle. Then you're going to take your right foot, step it behind. Then you're going to breathe in and breathe out. Every time you breathe out, you're going to twist, almost like you're trying to pop your back, but don't really focus on that. So breathe out. Remember breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. In, out. And we switch. Right foot goes out, pointing at the angle. Left foot pointing at that angle. Both hands on the lower back. So breathe in. And when we turn, we're even going to look over the shoulder for extra effect. Breathe out. The next of the 8 pieces of brocade, as I was taught them, has the name of Cure 10,000 Diseases. In the Chinese, from my understanding, 10,000 doesn't mean the number 10,000 necessarily. It could also mean infinite, so cure infinite diseases. So the way I always teach it is we put our hands together. Right hand is gonna, for a switch over, grab your left wrist, and we'll look over your left side, and I'm going to pull down on my left shoulder with my right hand, this pulling motion. But as I do that, I'm going to turn my body, look over my left shoulder, and breathe out. Breathe in, 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 and breathe out. Now I'm going to switch, go the other side, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, One last time, breathe out. Now, I'm just doing those a few times for training purposes. Do those as many or as less as you like. The next in the 8 pieces of brocade, as I teach it and as I was trained and as I understand it, we're going to step out. Think of this almost like a horse stance. Hands on your hips. Going to breathe in. Slowly go down and out. And straighten out that back leg as you do it. Breathe in and breathe out. Now we can add our arms into it. Breathe in and stretch. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. And repeat. The next in the 8 pieces of brocade, the archer's position or archer's pose. You can do this a couple different ways. I've seen it done a variety. So, got a pretty self-explanatory name. Pretend like you have a bow and arrow. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out, pull your bow back. Breathe in and switch. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now we're doing this in a horse stance right now, but as we do it, we can turn it into a bow stance even. And even the opposite direction. Or back to the horse. When you do these, always find what is best for you, what's most comfortable for you, and what gives you the best results. Now, in the next one, I always called it stomping dragon. For the reason there's a lot of dragon names in my school. But I think the traditional Chinese is something like stomping and punching with intent in the distance. A very complicated name like that. So, we're going to get in our horse stance, or something similar, whatever you can do. Arms up. We're going to do a circular motion. I always think of it as a block, but it doesn't have to be. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out. With a punch, you could do it with a push if you like. Breathe in, breathe out. 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 That is not a combat application, so do not get caught up in proper form of combat like that unless you're specifically trying to maintain a certain type of training. Now, the final technique in the way I teach 8 pieces of brocade is not actually from the 8 pieces of brocade. Instead, what I teach is actually from the live dead animals. And that's a whole nother can of worms to explain that. But just the simple Qigong that I really like from it. I think it does really well, so I always incorporated it into the 8 pieces of brocade. So, this is dead bear. Hands here. So we're going to breathe in. Now, when you bring your left leg up, think of it like you're one of those old G.I. Joe action figures that your top can turn separate from your lower half. So left leg comes out, steps, arms come up, and down. And relax the back, let your arms hang. And the right leg comes up, around, down, Again. Up. Turn. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. That is dead bear.